Good day, Wolverines, and thank you for joining me. Today I just want to share an idea that I had and feeling and sentiment that I had watching a media story about one of my favorite cities, which is Chicago. I know that there are many large cities that are going through quite a bit of chaos and quite a bit of hopelessness. And as I watched this news clipping, my heart became heavy. Because Chicago, although I'm not from there, it's not my hometown, is so very special to me for all of my wonderful friends and all of the wonderful times that I've had there. Chicago is a place that's notorious and infamous, joyous, and victorious as well. It seems to have a certain heartbeat, different than New York or even Philadelphia, which I love very much as well. But it's something about Chicago that seems to have this beautiful mixture of magic and mayhem that just makes you feel like you are a star. Now, as I thought about this, one of the things that came up in my mind as I just tried to ask myself, what could I do without being a civil servant, without actually living in Chicago, without actually having any real direct way to touch the hearts of the people that may be hurting there? And then I remembered one of my best friends, who's a Buddhist, who shared with me a beautiful concept at one time. And it was the concept of ill will. Now I know this doesn't sound automatically uplifting, and it sounds a bit contradictory to something that could bring light. But let me explain it to you in simple terms. And for all my Buddhist listeners out there, please excuse me if I misinterpret something or if I don't explain it correctly. I give a lot of respect and honor to the Buddha, and I want to share his beautiful teachings with people listening. So the teaching of ill will is essentially one of the noble truths of life. The fact that there is bloodshed and violence and chaos and looting in Chicago is a fact, and it must be accepted. Suffering is a fact that must be accepted. However, the beauty in this wonderful teaching is that ill will, it must exist with its opposite. You see, the universe and the world is full of pairs of opposites. And ill-being is the opposite of well-being. Ill will is the opposite of goodwill. So as we accept the fact that these things are happening and they are ill will and it's the ill-being of people's energy, we must also be rejoicing in the fact that amidst all of that is well-being, is hope, is the light. For the sun rises and then it falls and gives way to night. Another set of opposites. We are born and then we die. If you acknowledge the right, you must acknowledge the left. So this concept, as I thought about it and meditated on it, I was so grateful for my friend sharing this with me, because it is a way that I can remember the balance of life. And as I thought about it deeper, I realized that part of the teaching was also that this ill will, it comes from a way of life. It comes from a way of consumption. The Buddha also said, nothing can survive without nutrients. Everything must eat to live. You must have food. And our depression and our anger and our hopelessness and our non-ability to see and be grateful, these are all things that must be fed. What are we feeding it with? It is worthy of investigation. If you feel your ill being, if you feel ill will, if you feel negativity and darkness, you must investigate your way of life. You must investigate what is bringing you this food that is feeding this living creature within you, this living being. Just like if you have a beautiful love, it will only last as long as you nourish it. But if you do not nourish it, it will die and wilt away, just like a beautiful flower without the proper nutrients. So these concepts really did help ground me back into a place of peace. To remember that suffering does exist, chaos does exist, but the beautiful people of Chicago, the people that are long-time restaurateurs, law enforcement, teachers and nurses, lawyers and doctors, they will always fight for Chicago. Their goodwill will trump all of the ill will, and their light will illuminate the darkness. There are people there I know, like many other places, that are dedicated to the wonderful cities that they grew up in, and they will not relinquish it to the darkness. So the concept of acceptance, also the concept of investigation in one's own state of being, is what's very important. I also want to interject another one of my great friends, Energy, and I'm so blessed to have many different friends from different cultures. This was something they shared with me just a little while ago when things were really, really getting bad with the quarantine and lockdowns and things that were going on and seemed to be just spiraling out of control. And she is Hawaiian, and she shared with me a beautiful ancient Hawaiian ritual saying, and it is called Ho'opanupanu. Basically, it means to make it right. Accountability. That you in your own spirit and self are accountable for everything. This saying and repeating these things, they believe, the ancient ones, literally cleanse and clear your karma and can help you restore your relationship by pinpointing the energy and gravitating towards 4 major values. The first one is repentance. The saying is, I am sorry. The second one is gratitude. The saying is, thank you. The third is forgiveness. The saying is, please forgive me. And the fourth is love. The saying is, I love you. And it's just a very simple mantra chanting of these things that will release you and begin to cleanse you. And there's no problem with the order. Don't worry about the order. Just simply say these things to you. There are many beautiful songs and many beautiful Hawaiian, non-Hawaiian people as well that practice this ancient ritual. And actually, you can find some of this online to download if you would like. But it's basically a concept of feeling and healing. So I will leave you and the beautiful people of Chicago, as well as all of the major cities and small towns, with this offering from the Ho'opanupanu. I am sorry. Thank you. Please forgive me. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day, Wolverines. Please like, share, and subscribe if you've enjoyed my video.